Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of ChapReview, the Chapdaddy review series. This is the series where I will review a bunch of random crap, I guess, around my house. Actually no, I take that back. We are going to review stuff that I find to have a significant place in our society, and that I feel it can either be a detriment or a good addition to our society. So these reviews aren't going to be half-handed, they won't be haphazard, they won't be hamburglared, they won't be Hannibal Lectered. These are going to be good reviews, people. I'm going to put effort into these reviews. So with that in mind, let's go forth. The thing I'm going to be reviewing today is graciously brought to us by my local Arby's. And the product of theirs we're going to be reviewing is the only Greek food that will ever be sold by any fast food chain ever. Today we're going to be reviewing the Gyro, the Gyro, the gyroscopic stabilizer, the HR Geiger, the Hero, the Hero. That's what they're called, Gyros. I'm pretty sure that's what they're called. There's a 50% chance I'm mispronouncing that. Regardless of that, let's unwrap this baby. I'm going to sit on the... Let me tilt this camera down so you guys can kind of see what I'm seeing. Unfortunately, you won't be able to smell what I'm smelling. Yeah, there we go. That looks good. Let's unwrap this baby. This is looking good. Looks pretty straightforward. Let me give you guys an idea of the size. Whenever I see anything like wrapped in kind of like a tortilla, I will like to do the forearm test. I want to see how big it is compared to my forearm. Length, not really. Width, definitely thicker than my forearm. So we're already good in that aspect. Now, as I said, I'm not going to be doing this like half-handedly or whatever the phrase is. I'm going to be going through some legitimate constructive steps in order to test the integrity of whatever it is I'm reviewing. So the first test, whenever it comes to anything that I consume, I want to see if there's any carcinogens in it, or carcinogens, however you say it. So the most obvious way to test that is to see if you can smoke it. Because if you can smoke it, that definitely means that you got some nasty stuff in there, if it's able to produce some kind of fume. So the fat side of this big old meat thing looks to be on that side, so I'm guessing that's where we're going to want to light it. So let's try it one more time.
Oh yeah, that's some dope stuff, man. Whoa, dude. I'm in a hero wonderland.
I'm just kidding. I just burnt my sandwich. And that was obviously a joke. It's actually not smoking. Damn, I got some lettuce on my shirt. It's obviously not smoking, so it passes the first test. It's not smokable. That means there are no carcinogens in it, which means it's good enough to eat. Now, this is probably a thing that you see on a case-by-case basis, but as you're looking into this, you see the meat is not evenly spread out. You got a bunch of meat at this end, and not so much over here, so I'm going to do some adjustments to that. So that's going to take off a few points of this product's integrity. Again, like I said, it's probably a case-by-case basis. This is fast food, so I can't expect it to be too great. But also, I don't want to lower my standards too much, or else you end up like Sandra Bullock marrying a neo-Nazi. Let's dissect this thing. I'm looking inside this thing, and for the most part, it looks pretty organic. But I'm seeing some things, and I'm thinking we might have some hydrogen-based life forms in here, which is pretty rare, considering that just about everything in known existence is carbon-based. But I'm fairly certain that we have some hydrogen-based life forms in this hero. So whatever they're cooking up over at Arby's, it's either really great or it's a little weird. So I will be the judge of that right now. We're going to do a quick taste test. I don't like that. I don't like when I take a bite and the chopped onions turn to spaghetti. You guys see that? I don't want that. I want a nice, thick, crisp onion that I can easily bite in half and not get like this weird skin in my mouth. So that's even more points off of its integrity. I will have to be a little lenient. I actually let it sit for a while I set up my set here. So it got a little bit cold, not too much, but overall I think the onion slices should be a bit thicker so I don't get this like disgusting onion spaghetti. The beef tastes pretty good. As you'd expect from Arby's, the beef is always good. Everything else tastes pretty fresh. I'd say this is actually a pretty good sandwich. I'm going to give this thing... Well, let me put it this way. If this sandwich... Think of this sandwich like a professor. And then this professor is trying to get a job at my university. Now, as you know, all professors have to... they get tenured after... Either they get tenured or they don't get tenured after a certain amount of time. It's usually around 4 years. This sandwich, I would let it work its full 4 years, trying to get tenure, but I don't think I would actually renew its tenure at the end of those 4 years. So no, if this sandwich were a professor, I wouldn't give it tenure. So that's my thoughts on this. Another thing I got from Arby's were these disgusting loaded fries. Don't ever get these, guys. These are just absolutely gross. Like, I don't know what that weird white sauce is in it, but it just the flavors do not combine. I think they put horseradish in it, which is just gross. Like the bottom of this is like all, it's just a mess. Don't ever get the loaded fries from Arby's. I mean it's a fast food place. What more can you expect? So yeah, that was the first awful episode of ChapReview. Hopefully it'll be the last. Probably won't, because I'm so uncreative sometimes. But yeah. If you have any suggestions for something you'd like for me to review in the future, drop it in the comments below, and I'll get to it someday. It has to be legal. Can't be anything illegal. Yeah, apart from that, let me hit this one more time. That's pretty darn good.
Whoa, dude.
That was a terrible video. Stay in school, kids.